Greetings, Redheads. Thank you for joining me in another edition of your favorite show, the one, the only Red's View. Of course, I am your gracious host, Jay Red. Before I begin this video, do me a favor. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Scrolling across your page right now, youtube.com/Red's View. Also, hit that like button or the dislike button. Before I begin this video, do that for me. Or at the end of this video, hit that like button or dislike button to help the algorithm out. All right, so we're talking about Kanye West. I talked about Kanye West last week. And of course, since Kanye has the number one song in the country right now with Carnival with Ty Dolla Sign, and one of the biggest albums out right now with Ty Dolla Sign, Kanye appeared on Big Boy's show. I don't know if Big Boy has a podcast or not. He has a radio show, but Big Boy usually interviews a lot of notable artists, right? Great interviewer. Shout out to the legendary Big Boy. So Ty Dolla Sign and Kanye appeared. And of course, I knew something Kanye was going to say was going to be controversial. And boy, was I not wrong. Was I not wrong? So what was Kanye saying this time, J Red? Well, here we are. Kanye said that he created a genre with auto-tune. He says that he created a whole entire genre and that within the last 20 years, he's created every style of music. Now, I'm going to play that video just to make sure I'm quoting him correctly. But he said with auto-tune, 808s and heartbreaks, it inspired and created a genre of a whole bunch of different artists. But let me not do the talking. Let me get Mr. Kanye West, Mr. West to do the talking. This is fair use, by the way. And here we go. Let it rip.
Music game, I am, but not under Lucian. You're saying I invented every style of music of the past 20 years. I created the genre. I created Weeknd genre, Trav, Drake. You know, I'm going ahead and say with all love, Future and Thug. Also,
ooh, all right. So he said Drake, The Weeknd, Trav, and when he's saying Trav, I believe he's talking about Travis Scott. Now he's saying Future and Thug. Let's hear him keep going.
So because the auto-tune album, 808s. If you think about it, no one think about it. Everybody think about Trav, Weeknd, and Drake, but no one thinks about Future and Thug. Also, the auto-tune album. Now everyone they added what it was to it, but here's a new genre. It's called.
Okay, let me play that one more time. One more time.
Genre. I created Weeknd genre, Trav, Drake. You know, I'm going ahead and say with all love, Future and Thug. Also.
All right. So that's what Mr. West had to say. And what J Red has to say here on Red's View is that he's kind of right, but he's capping. He's kind of right, but he's capping. Now, when he said the Drakes, right? Drake, Weeknd, maybe. Travis Scott, definitely. 808s and Heartbreaks was a inspirational album to a lot of different artists that did come out afterwards. Absolutely. But Kanye is capping. He is capping when he's talking about Future and Thug, Young Thug. No, because the most important person that he's leaving out of this discussion, who created, if you're going to say anybody created this genre, you have to go to the one and only T-Pain. Bro, what? How do you leave out T-Pain in this conversation? See, Kanye is egotistical. We already know he could be narcissistic, all of this other stuff. Right now, Kanye is definitely an influential artist. And I do credit him for inspiring people when he used auto-tune. But don't get it twisted. T-Pain is the reason that the auto-tune is even heavily used from R&B, from pop and rap and wherever else they use auto-tune, because T-Pain modernized the auto-tune. How do you leave him out? See, the thing is, how can you say that you inspired Future? So you mean to tell me 808s and Heartbreaks inspired everybody to use the auto-tune, Kanye? That's what you're telling me? No, because not only did T-Pain use it from before Kanye, Lil Wayne was one of the first big-time rappers to hop on that wave. That's what you're leaving out. So you could talk about Lil Wayne using the auto-tune, but Kanye is so full of himself that he says, you know, if you say a lie so many times, it becomes the truth, depending on who's supporting you and who's backing you on it. But I call cap. Kanye didn't, with that one album, create all these other people. You know, now did he inspire Drake? Absolutely. Do I feel like The Weeknd would have came out after Kanye if he didn't do the 808s and Heartbreaks? I mean, that's debatable. But I know for sure I give him Travis Scott. I give him Travis Scott. But Future and Thug, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. Not at all. Because see, the thing is, T-Pain was not only singing love songs, but T-Pain was singing on rap beats, trap beats for back then. I'm so hood. What do you call that? I'm so hood. Come on. That was a rap beat. See, T-Pain was collabing with some of everybody back then. So if T-Pain wouldn't have even used the auto tune, would Kanye have even made 808s and Heartbreaks? Let me say that again. If T-Pain would have never used the auto tune, would Kanye have ever created 808s and Heartbreaks? I think not. I think not. So it's a travesty to leave T-Pain out of that conversation. Now, like I said, it's Kanye not only inspired artists with the auto tune, but even before the auto tune, I'll give him that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the auto tune, how the hell do you leave out T Pain? You talking about everybody but T Pain, and I'll go as far as Kid Cudi inspired a lot of people too. Now, of course, Kanye, I feel like 808s did inspire Kid Cudi for sure. That was Kanye's artist, and he helped Kanye write on 808s and Heartbreak. So you have to give credit to Kid Cudi as well. You can't leave out Kid Cudi, but just put your stamp on it and say, "Hey, I inspired all these different genres in the last 20 years, and my one album created a whole genre for The Weeknd, Drake, Future, and Thug." See, the reason that he had to kind of pause for a second when he said Future and Thug is because he knew that he was reaching. Oh, he knew he was reaching with that one. Come on, man. Like, you listen to the style of how T-Pain and Thug use auto-tune. It's not like how Kanye used it on 808s and Heartbreaks. I've heard the album. They do their similar. If anybody influenced them, it was T-Pain, because T-Pain was also rapping with the auto-tune. He was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff that T-Pain was doing, he was singing, but he was also rapping with that auto-tune. So, like I said, it's a travesty to even leave out T-Pain. Kanye is capping when he's talking about Future and Young Thug. Like, come on, man. Like, no, I'm not. We're not gonna let you get away with that, Mr. West. No. Now, I love Kanye's music. I think he's a musical genius, but I also think that he is egotistical, and he's one of those people. If I say it, people will really think about it and start believing it. I actually had a debate going back and forth. I'm like, nah, with one of my homeboys. I'm like, nah, he didn't. No, I ain't finna give him Future and Thug. And he's like, well, Kanye was singing and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, he was singing, but when I was listening to T-Pain back then, he made me want to buy a drink and also feel like I'm so hood. So he was going in different ranges with his auto tune. And as quick as he was doing it is as quick as it went. And the whole rap game, he inspired the whole rap game to switch to doing the auto tune. Jay-Z killed the auto tune for a little bit, and then the rise of Future came. But if T-Pain, you got to go to the grassroots. If T-Pain would have never used that auto tune, we wouldn't be hearing the auto tune to this degree that we hear now. I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. So, like, I mean, we can go deeper and deeper when we talk about like just the whole melodic stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can go way back. But as far as the auto tune, it ain't like, come on, man. No, Kanye is capping. That's not accurate. So I can't give him that. But I do give him inspirations to Drake, of course. I feel like we wouldn't have had a Now, this is the thing. Kanye has inspired people more than autotune. He made people feel like, hey, you don't have to be a gangster rapper in order to make it. Now, before him, you had De La Soul. Before him, you had Q-Tip and A Tribe Called Quest. You had the Fugees. You had all that before them, but then after a while, hip hop had got real street. Once DMX came out and the shiny suit era had went out and stuff like that, Kanye revived that type of backpack rap. I'll give him that. So he is inspirational, can't lie, but I'm not going to sit here and say that he created genres all from 808s and Heartbreaks when you get to talking about Future and Young Thug. Because when I hear Future and Young Thug, if anybody, I would think of T-Pain before I would think of Kanye West. So put some respect on T-Pain's name. Put some respect on T-Pain's name. I'm tired of y'all disrespecting that man. T-Pain is one of the most influential artists that are out there. T-Pain is one of the best performers out there for sure. I just saw that man live a few months ago at the One Music Fest, one of the best shows that I ever witnessed. All right, so yeah, we gonna have to put some respect on T-Pain's name. Don't do that, Kanye. No, sir, we're not letting you do that. All right. So anyway, y'all let me know in the comments what you think about Kanye West. Do you think that I'm not saying anything accurate? Do you think that I'm wrong? Do you think that he's right? Let me know. And again, hit that like button so you can help out the algorithm in this video, and make sure that you subscribe to youtube.com/ResView. Holla back, J Red ResView. See you a little later.